Hello, welcome to Secret Zone. Subscribe and turn on notifications for stories you won't forget. Help me reach 2,000 subscribers. Support a video with a like and share your thoughts in the comments. I read every message. Thank you. The text came through while I was in the middle of an ordinary day. The kind of day I'd lived 1,000 times without thinking twice. My phone buzzed in my pocket, and I almost ignored it because nothing in my life felt urgent enough to deserve attention at that moment. But when I glanced at the screen, my stomach dropped. It was an unknown number, and the message was short, calm, and terrifying in its simplicity. Your wife's car has been parked outside my home for several hours. I think we should talk. There was a photo attached. I stared at it longer than I want to admit, hoping my eyes were wrong, hoping my brain was but the car was unmistakable. The color, the shape, even the slight scuff near the rear bumper I remembered pointing out months earlier. This wasn't a rumor. This wasn't suspicion. This was proof. And in that moment, a question hit me harder than the message itself. If one text message could shatter the life I believed I was living, how long had the truth been hiding in plain sight? Before I tell you what happened next, you need to understand who I was before that text arrived. I was not the jealous husband. I wasn't the man who checked phones or tracked locations. I trusted my marriage completely. My wife was someone I admired deeply, not just loved. She was intelligent, driven, and carried herself with a quiet confidence that made people respect her instantly. We built our life on trust, routine, and a belief that no matter how busy things became, we were always on the same side. Our days were full, our nights often short, but I never doubted where her loyalty lived. I believed that love didn't need surveillance to survive, and I wore that belief proudly. That's why the text didn't just shock me, it forced me to question everything I thought I understood about love, honesty, and the person sleeping beside me every night. What followed wasn't a dramatic explosion or a sudden confrontation. It was a slow, painful awakening, one that began with a single message and ended with a truth I never thought I'd have to face. I was elbow deep under the hood of a 2015 Mustang when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I almost ignored it, thinking it was just another spam text. Then I saw the message, and my hands froze mid-turn of the wrench. Your wife's car has been parked outside my house for hours. I think we should talk. Below it was a photo. My wife's blue Honda Civic, the license plate clear as day, parked in a driveway I didn't recognize. The timestamp said 3:14 p.m. And yet, she had texted me just minutes earlier, saying she'd be late at the clinic for a medical seminar, that she'd to be au malade, and not to wait up. I dropped the wrench, letting oil drip onto the concrete floor. My mind raced, but I couldn't think clearly. The car, the location, didn't match her story. Then another message arrived. I'm Claire. I'm sitting in my car across the street. Meet me at the diner on Maple Avenue in 20 minutes. Bring your wedding ring. I'll be wearing mine. We'll need proof we're not crazy. I read it 3 times, disbelief twisting in my gut. I wiped my hands on a rag, grabbed my jacket, and told my assistant to lock up. The diner was quiet, fluorescent lights humming overhead, one solitary car in the lot. I walked in, and there she was, mid-30s, dark hair, pulled into a bun, wedding ring catching the light. Our eyes met, and in that instant, I knew we were both here for the same reason. She slid her phone across the table. Your wife's car pulled into my driveway. She stayed 6 hours. I looked at the photos and felt my chest tighten. This wasn't imagination. This was real. And for the first time, the calm world I had taken for granted started crumbling in front of me. Dinner didn't feel safe or cozy anymore. It felt like the starting line of a race I wasn't prepared to run. A path that would uncover secrets I never imagined existed. Claire and I exchanged a look that needed no words. We were allies now, bound together by the truth hiding behind someone we both trusted deeply. For years, my wife, Emily, had been my world. We met at a hospital charity gala. She was a nurse, compassionate and sharp, with a laugh that lit up a room. I was an auto mechanic, running a small shop in Dayton. Our life wasn't glamorous, but it was hours full of late dinners, shared coffee, and weekend walks. But 8 months ago, things started changing. Emily began working later, citing new seminars and emergency training. Her phone, once left casually on the kitchen counter, always lived in her purse now, face down. She bought dresses I'd never seen her wear to work, went to the gym, but came home flushed yet unexhausted. The small details piled up, like silent alarms my heart couldn't ignore. Nights she said she'd be at the clinic. Her car never appeared in the parking lot. Trainings didn't match schedules, and the texts, the way her face lit up when messaging someone else, betrayed something I didn't want to see. I tried to rationalize it. Nursing is stressful. Hospitals are understaffed. I was paranoid. But the truth has a way of slipping past our denials. By the time I received that fateful text, the invisible cracks in our marriage were wide enough for me to fall through. Every detail I had ignored: the late nights, the hidden messages, the subtle changes in behavior suddenly formed a pattern I couldn't unsee. Claire and I became a team. We watched, documented, and compared notes. Every location, every timestamp, every interaction between Emily and another man, Derek, became part of a mosaic of betrayal I could no longer ignore. The pain of betrayal was sharp, but the clarity it brought was unrelenting. I realized that love, as deep as it had been, could not blind me to deception. The truth was coming, and there was no turning back. Over the next 3 days, Emily's secret life unfolded like a shadow play. Derek, a pharmaceutical rep, with long hours and frequent travels, was always near. Emily's car appeared at his condo, at hotels near the airport, and at brunch cafes where they laughed like nothing existed outside their bubble. I watched, recording timestamps, taking photos, and noting patterns. Each piece of evidence was a dagger, yet a lifeline that allowed me to face reality without losing my mind entirely. When we finally confronted them, the room was tense and cold. Emily and Derek were forced to sit apart, the weight of proof pressing on them. Claire and I laid everything on the table: photos, texts, timelines, and the recorded conversations. Emily tried to deny. Derek tried to rationalizing, but the truth was undeniable. Our calm presence, paired with irrefutable evidence, broke their facades. Watching the realization hit them, seeing the shock in their eyes, was surreal. Betrayal had a face now, and it was theirs. For Emily, it wasn't just exposure, it was accountability. For me, it was the shattering and rebuilding of trust. I realized that confronting the truth calmly, with control, was more powerful than anger. The confrontation didn't end with revenge or shouting, it ended with clarity, with understanding the full scope of deception and taking the first step to protect myself emotionally and legally. Divorce papers were signed. Lawyers did their work. Emily and Derek tried to fight, but the evidence was irrefutable. My life returned to normal, in a way, but with a new perspective. Betrayal had hurt deeply, yet it also freed me from blind trust and denial. Claire and I remained connected, allies who had uncovered a truth too many marriages hide. Months later, I met Rachel, a teacher, through my shop. Simple, kind, honest. We connected over casual coffee and cars. Nothing forced, nothing rushed. Her warmth reminded me that love still exists after pain, and that life can continue, stronger and wiser. The lessons of betrayal, patience, and observation stayed with me. I had survived deception, confronted the truth, and now, slowly, I could trust again, not blindly, but with knowledge and experience guiding me. The worst text I ever received had been the best wake-up call of my life, and sometimes, that's exactly what life needs to set you free. After everything unfolded, the lies, the secret meetings, the hidden messages, and the betrayal, I finally understood something important. Truth hurts, but it also frees you. Standing on the other side of deception, I realized that love isn't about blind trust, it's about honesty, respect, and courage to face the reality. No matter how painful, betrayal shook me to my core, but it also gave me clarity, strength, and a second chance to rebuild my life on solid ground. I learned that protecting yourself doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. And sometimes, the worst text, the one that shatters your world in an instant, is exactly what you need to wake up and see things as they truly are. Life moves forward, and so did I, stronger, wiser, and finally free to trust again. For anyone watching this, remember, don't ignore the signs, don't settle for half-truths, and don't be afraid to confront what's really happening around you. Protect your heart, your mariage, and your peace of mind. And if you've ever had a moment like mine, where one message changed everything, know that you're not alone. Life has a way of balancing pain with new beginnings. Sometimes, the end of one story is just the beginning of another end. It's up to you to choose whether that next chapter will be full of love, honesty, and hope. Take care, and see you in the next video.